What's up, man? It's the Bronco at the Fro coming at you with another reaction video. We got Lamine Yamal. He's been a topic of conversation for this whole season. I've been hearing rumors, Lamine Yamal got that groin injury or whatever. I heard that it was chronic. Chronic as in, I heard Kaká had it, and that caused like the downfall of his career and his athleticism right there. It don't go away. And Lamine Yamal is only 18, so will his career trajectory get shot down because of this chronic groin injury that he got from scoop, from whatever girl that he was messing with? I think they broke up now. I thought the man had like crabs or something. I thought he had like HIV. I thought he had AIDS or something like that. But he pulled a pelvic bone, getting busy up in that bedroom or something like that, and now it's looking like it's affecting him. Lamine Yamal coming out there talking all that talk. We seen him say everything before the Clasico, running his mouth, and it ended up blowing up right in front of his face. Lamine Yamal needs him a team to sit in front of him, his mama, his daddy. Somebody close to him needs to sit him down and tell him, you gotta slow your ass down, bro. Slow down just a little bit. Pull back on the antics, pull back on the cars, jewelry, clothes, women, all of that, and just focus on football. Just focus on football. We got us a video from my boy Raymar Football. You already know the deal. Go subscribe to him. Get him to 572,000 subscribers. How a teenager became the most hated. I ain't gonna lie, that boy Lamine Yamal do got haters. Became the most hated footballer on the planet. Let's see what goes down.
This El Clasico, like usual, was absolutely.
That boy says, "Come see me at the back."
However, this time,
I don't think
fans
me
weren't
can
just
fight,
tuning
bro.
in for football alone.
To be honest,
they came ready with the pop because this wasn't just about Barcelona versus
Vini,
Real
shut
Madrid.
that shit
For the
up.
Madrid players, it was very personal.
Yeah.
As everything leading up to this match felt like a full-blown soap opera.
Bro.
Because on October 24th,
even Carvajal, the Spanish captain, came up to him and was like, "Bro, you talk too much, look, bro. You talk too much." I was like, really, Carvajal? As the captain of the Spanish national team, I thought that was playing at first. But then after they started pulling each other back, me and Yamal say, "Hey, come over here for the back. I got something for you." Yeah, I don't think me got them hoes for real.
Because on October 24th, just days before
But
kickoff,
yeah.
Lamine Yamal appeared on a podcast and delivered the now infamous line heard around the footballing world.
Oh man, he did. So he did say it.
They steal.
I seen the
they
quote,
complain.
but I didn't know if
Madrid,
it was real.
Everyone knew it. The fallout was instant. Within hours, Madrid fans were furious.
Ah.
Social media turned into a bigger war zone.
This is why you gotta
Within
watch
hours,
what
Madrid
you
fans
say
were furious.
on them
Social-
podcasts, bro. Because guess what? A simple podcast, you got all these people around you smiling in your face. Look at everybody smiling in his face, making him feel comfortable and whatnot. Everybody is trying to get that sound bite. You got to be smarter than that, man. Maybe you talk shit on purpose to add to your allure of being able to talk and back it up, but come on, bro.
Lamine Yamal appeared on the podcast.
Gotta be
and
careful.
The now infamous line heard around the footballing
So
world.
he said this word. They still, they always complain.
They steal and they complain.
They complain.
A clear jab at Madrid.
And then, just like this, snap of a finger, boom. They got a graphic built up on Instagram ready for your ass. I already know. He probably felt it on coming. I'm pretty sure his Instagram comments, everybody came. This, and that. Because of one Kings League quote, now your whole career has changed. I ain't gonna say your career trajectory, but the whole outlook on how people look at you. Because a lot of Lona fans, they Messi. They like all that humble shit that Messi be doing. We all know Lamine Yamal ain't humble. So Barca fans not used to having a non-humble bragging type Zlatan-esque Ronaldo-esque player. So Barca fans don't know how to handle it. And Madrid fans don't like him. So it's like hopefully we don't look back at this moment and see that this is like the start of the downfall, quote unquote. Knock on wood. I don't want it to happen. Y'all know I rock with Lamine Yamal of his career.
And everyone knew it. The fallout was instant. Within hours, Madrid fans were furious. Social media turned into a bigger war zone than usual. And timelines were flooded with heated debates, edits mocking each other's clubs, and old scandals being dragged back up. Corruption.
Yeah. They was going scandal for scandal. Y'all funny, man.
Cases, referee conspiracies, all of it. The match hadn't even started yet, but the chaos and toxicity was at its peak. Then came kickoff. And ironically, Yamal's words seemed to fuel Madrid rather than rattle them. And what's more is that the rest of Barca were also heavily locked in. They had to back up Lamine's words after all. Overall, it was a physical.
Look at him already
also
pulling
heavily
his
locked
groin,
in.
bro.
They had to back up.
Y'all
Lamine's
see
words
that?
after
Look at that. Oh, man. He out here. Oh, yeah, I think it's crabs, bro. I'm sorry. He might be cooked.
all. Overall, it was a physical and chaotic match, but a very high-level one, nevertheless. The only thing, though, was that Yamal, for the first time in a long time, was practically invisible. The player
For
who just
real.
called out Madrid in a way
He
that most
was.
professional footballers would know is
Look at
considered
Vinny talking. You know
unprofessional.
Vinny gonna
Ended
talk
up
shit.
barely touching the ball and was a non-factor. So much so that memes would surface after the match stating that Yamal didn't even play.
First up, bro, Maul, you gotta
much
pull
so
your
that
shorts up, bro. I
memes
know
would
it's
surface
all for
after
the
the match.
allure and whatnot. And niggas damn near sagging in football shorts. Like, just wear short shorts like everybody else on your team, like Frankie De Jong. I understand that's what the new kids do these days, where they shorts below their knees and stuff. But pull your damn shorts up.
Stating that Yamal didn't even play. And to make things worse, after the final whistle, Danny Carvajal, Yamal's own national team
Yes.
captain, walked straight up to him and said, "You talk too much."
It's crazy.
Talk
He
now."
said, see me in the back.
One could say
Come
it
to the
was
back.
poetic, brutal even. But for Yamal, it was humiliating. Up to the point that even
Next national team window gonna be
would
awkward.
not only openly meme Lamine Yamal, but they would also join in to condemn his behavior overall. It was so
Yeah.
bad that Lamine Yamal and a few other teammates would unfollow Danny Carvajal.
Man, see, now I seen this was a rumor. I don't think this could. I seen somebody say that he never followed him to begin with. I don't know if that's true or not. But like I said, all I know is next national team window is gonna be awkward.
But seemingly within a span of a week, Lamine Yamal would go from beloved wonder kid to the most hated footballer in the world. But actually, if you look deeper, it was slowly building up to this. But how exactly did it end up this way? Because a year ago, this version of Lamine Yamal didn't exist.
Yeah,
He had
everybody
his
loved
doubters,
him.
but he was overwhelmingly loved. Before, we'd never see Lamine Yamal make comments before big matches. Like before facing France in the 2024 Euro semifinal, Adrien Rabiot would make comments along the lines
I
of,
hate looking
"If
at this
Lamine
video because I just feel like already that this is a streets won't
It's in the
forget player.
2024
Like just looking at the music and then the
Euro
highlights and stuff.
semifinal,
Ah,
Adrien Rabiot would make comments
Come
along
on,
the lines
me.
of, if Lamine Yamal wants to reach the final, he'll have to do much more than what he's done so far. And although Rabiot's
What
words
mean
weren't
do?
that crazy of a statement, it could have still easily provoked a reaction. But all Lamine Yamal would simply do is post an Instagram story
in
with the
silence.
caption, "Move in silence." Because what's poetic is that he
Hush.
would do
Here you go.
exactly what Adrien Rabiot
Hush.
said he should, right in front of his own face, as he would curl a beautiful long-range
Yeah,
shot
man.
over to the top corner. And it
Talk
was only
it
after
down.
Lamine and Spain had won the match that Lamine himself would finally respond, habla
Talk
ahora.
now.
Or basically,
Speak
talk
now.
now. A direct clap back.
What'd he
to
say?
Rabiot.
Habla?
Ahora. Or basically,
Habla ahora.
talk now. A direct clap back to Rabiot. Only after delivering on the pitch would he go online to respond to his critics. Never bitter, only using his wits and class.
He looks so
And
much
that's why a
younger
lot
than, of
people
course.
outside Barcelona fans.
bro,
love
I
him.
already know what y'all finna say, bro. Duh, of course he look, bro. Nah, but like he aged real quick.
He
This is
had the
just
aura-
a year ago, right? Yeah,
Of a kid who is confident, not cocky. A generational talent, but still humble.
a year and
But
some
as
months.
undoubtedly world-class and young as Lamine Yamal is, as he only gets better, naturally, so will his confidence. However, this year, a lot of football fans would start to notice things go a bit overboard. But understandably, throughout most of the year, frustration was incredibly high for Real Madrid fans. Not only did they lose 5-2 to Barcelona in the Spanish Super Cup
They
earlier in
whoop Bars,
January,
boy.
but also
See, I
during
can
the
see
Copa-
why Lamine Yamal had that confidence because they beat Real Madrid 4 times in a row. So in his mind, his young mind, shit, we own Madrid. Goddamn me, we can do it again. But that ain't how footy works, man. Especially the El Clasico.
earlier in January, but also during the Copa del Rey final in April, just as it was looking like Real Madrid were about to take their revenge. A late 84th minute equalizer from Torres would keep them alive long
Ferran.
enough for Koundé to score a 116th minute match-winning goal, handing Real Madrid another crushing 3-2 defeat. And it was after that Copa del Rey final that Lamine Yamal would say, "Real Madrid simply can't beat us." And hey, he was right. Barcelona won the match.
He
and they
said
were allowed
that.
to do the talking. However, it was after this that the public view of Lamine Yamal would slowly start to shift downward. And the earliest account I can find of this is all the way back in the summer, while he was playing for Spain in the Nations League. As you all remember, Lamine Yamal was in incredible form,
Yeah.
even though they lost against Inter in the Champions League. Although Rafinha was their best player throughout the entire Champions
Yeah.
League campaign. For that specific matchup against Inter Milan,
Bro,
Lamine Yamal
bro.
was the most informed.
Peak. I'm talking about flow. I'm talking about blue lock. Flow state. Man, me Yamal seen that witness. That was an awesome all-time performances that he was cooking up. Every time he got the ball, he didn't lose the ball not once. It felt like he dribbling everybody, getting assists. I don't know if he scored or not. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he did end up getting one goal, one of those legs, but I know he got an assist for sure.
Player at Barcelona. And for Spain as well, he was arguably their best player in the tournament. He would have 4 goal contributions in 7 matches. In fact, it was his current form in the Nations League that was giving him the edge over his fellow teammate Rafinha for the Ballon d'Or.
See, now this, he should have never got the edge over Rafinha though. Nations League, we taking into account Nations League. Like, come on, bro. Now World Cup, I get it, I guess, but Nations League, fool. The PR tokens, man.
As in the Champions League, Rafinha was putting up historic numbers. However, both the Barcelona and Spanish press were heavily hyping up Lamine Yamal, and it was only increasing more and more as Spain would make it all the way to the Nations League final. And these events would slightly divide the Barcelona fans themselves, as the fans had really mixed feelings and were divided on all of the attention between Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. And of course, naturally, many Brazilian fans would dislike Lamine Yamal because of this, as there were also rumors speculating about how Rafinha didn't like all the attention Lamine was getting.
Man, now, that's just he say, she say stuff. Talking about some he don't like the attention. I mean, well, any footballer, I guess, won't like, you know, somebody getting more attention than them. Sometimes it's human nature is natural, but to say that Rafinha specifically, man, he ain't. Who told you that?
Champions League. In fact, the guy was on Instagram liking posts related to this very subject. However, before the nations, the guy was on
Rafinha likes an Instagram post. Where the proof at though? I ain't seen no proof. I'm seeing a little text thing, but I ain't seen a random tweet. I ain't seen no actual screenshot.
Instagram liking posts related to this very subject. However, before the Nations League final against Portugal itself, Lamine Yamal would go on Instagram and post a story captioned, Born for this. And this is one of the earliest examples I could find of him really starting to post things on Instagram before big matches. However, Lamine Yamal would have one of the worst performances he had throughout the entire tournament. He would fail to score or provide an assist, and was overall outplayed completely by Nuno Mendes.
Nuno Mendes!
Worse, he would be subbed out in the 106th minute, not even being able to join the penalty shootout.
It's because, to be fair, it's because me and Maul really not that good at pens. Last time I seen him take a pen, I think it was Nations League, or was it the Euros? He ended up missing.
The 106th minute,
he was nervous as hell,
being able to join the penalty shootout, and to only add fuel to the growing fire, while the rest of the Spanish team was showing their respects to the winners,
he walked
Lamine
off.
Yamal would instead walk out completely. And for the many who saw these clips that were going viral online, it was a clear lack of sportsmanship from Lamine Yamal. And suddenly, the tournament that was giving Yamal a huge push ahead of Rafinha ended up being downplayed as a friendly tournament. But hey, in my opinion,
see how they do.
Yeah. Ended up
see how them Lona boys do.
Friendly tournament. But hey, in my opinion, although it was a clear lack of sportsmanship, Yamal still is only a teenager, and losing a final like that, no doubt, wouldn't feel great. Putting yourself in his shoes, it's easy to see why he would behave like that. It's not really all that serious. But from then on, he'll only get more criticism from social media, because during his 18th birthday that summer, many football fans, especially those in the Muslim community, couldn't help but notice that Lamine Yamal was going a little bit overboard. However, slowly, tabloids would talk more and more about his lifestyle.
Birthday parties and midgets and whatnot. Clearly, you need to slow that motherfucker down a little bit. Just not even a tad bit. A lot of bit, man.
It's podcasters and social media in general were wondering if all the fame and glory we're getting into the youngsters had. Because so far, every time Lamine Yamal hypes himself up on an Instagram story post before a big match, he's actually ended up losing. Earlier in October, before their match against the defending Champions League champions PSG, they would end up losing the match 1-2. And yes, aside from the podcast, he'd also make a post on a story before the Clasico loss as well. Because naturally, when you talk before a match and end up losing,
people go come back. Look at Theobald.
But it also allows haters to control as well. In fact, after his podcast guarantee on habits, support for Spanish media and several well-rounded players saw the clap for the match.
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't they? That's locker room. You giving? We call that in the United States sports, American sports, we call that bulletin board material, newspaper material. In the locker room, you hang that quote up. You hang that Bleacher Report quote up, print it out on the big poster. Boom. Point at it every time you talking. There's motivation right there. Little nigga talking shit. Y'all gonna let this little nigga talk shit about us? Real Madrid. That's why it came out like that.
He's lost the respect that comes with the badge. During the match, Vinicius Jr., another guy who's also very hated, would basically end up trolling Lamine Yamal, telling him in Spanish, solo pases atrás, or you're only playing backward passes. With Yamal firing back, no te entiendo, háblame, or I don't understand you, talk to me. But what I think made this whole
Cause you know Vinicius Jr., he speaks Portuguese. You know, so Lamine Yamal trying to hide behind that. Oh, accent too thick. I don't understand what you said. Now you don't understand the meme.
Backward passes.
Damn.
With Yamal firing back, no te entiendo, háblame. Or, I don't understand you, talk to me. But what I think made this whole situation worse, and just completely blew the Lamine Yamal hate and trolling overboard, was the fact that Lamine Yamal wanted to throw hands, telling Madrid players,
I don't think he can fight.
which just made a lot of people recall his behavior after the Nations League final loss.
Leave down in the comments if you think Mean can fight, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think Vinny will beat his ass. Okay. He a little bit young buck. I don't think Mean had to fight a day in his life. Ever since he was a kid, the man was blessed by the man Messi himself. He had a football at his foot. The man Vinny was over there in the favelas. You hear me? In there scrapping. Hey, man.
Was the fact that Lamine Yamal wanted to throw hands, telling Madrid players, let's go outside.
How y'all
which
think
just
he
made
posted
a lot
up?
of people recall his behavior after the Nations League final loss to Portugal. And after this El Clasico, his public perception has just flipped completely. The same generational talent who was loved a year ago for his humility is now painted as arrogant, lacking sportsmanship, and a bad loser.
Yeah, man.
Making not only Real Madrid fans, but also football fans
Look how
around the
quick your
world
life can
comment
change.
things like he needed humbling. And just like that, the prodigy who seemed like a symbol of football purity has right now become the game's newest and biggest villain. And recently on the pitch, especially in bigger matches, Yamal's form has dipped slightly. Not so dramatically that people need to make a video about it, but just enough to feed the narrative and feed the trolls.
But he just
Maybe
scored, though. He just scored against Elche, reacted to the video on Patreon.
a few missed chances here or a quiet
To the
game there,
game.
which is all the more reason for overall fans to troll and criticize his recent actions. And hey, to a certain point, I do get it. I mean, come on, at 18 years old and playing a sport, you're as arrogant and confident as ever.
Yeah.
And at that age, we certainly didn't feel the amount of pressure that Lamine Yamal has. Plus, being 18 years old, you're not exactly the wisest, but still, you definitely do know what you're doing. Just a couple of months ago, Lamine Yamal was the golden boy. Heck, he almost won the Ballon d'Or.
Nah,
and
for
I'm pretty
real.
sure if he had a goal contribution in the Nations League final or won the tournament itself, he would have also definitely won the Ballon d'Or. And now, after all this backlash, the result of this is that Lamine Yamal has been pretty quiet on social media.
There
No
we
cryptic
go.
captions, no emoji clapbacks, just silence for
We
now.
love it.
I know Lamine Yamal is
Be
hungry
quiet,
to get back
Ma.
on the pitch and do the talking with his game. But overall, I do have to say that he got humbled.
Let this be
It's
a
funny
learning
because
lesson.
Last year, Vinny Jr. was probably the most hated footballer on the planet
He
as
was.
well. People called him a showboating clown, a diver, or a crybaby. And while I will say he has been guilty of doing some of those things in the past, the difference though is that Vinny got hated for his antics on the pitch.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal
Off the pitch, Vinny is a saint, bro. What does Vinny do off the pitch? He don't be doing nothing. He be pushing social justice and stuff.
was getting trolled for his
Cheers.
actions outside the pitch and after the whistle blows. But typically, the world wasn't used to seeing high-profile
Yeah,
players
this is
do
what
this
it
kind of
is.
thing.
Everybody's still trying to hang on to that Messi Ronaldo, bro. That era is over, man. You know, them boys finna be gone after this 2026 World Cup. Hope you enjoy it while you can. It's a new era now.
High-profile players do this kind of thing before matches. And for Lamine Yamal, who was associated with this humble behavior and not talking until he proved himself. After all, you'd never see guys like Mbappe, Haaland, or the older generation like Neymar, Messi,
Facts.
or Ronaldo say those kind of things. But don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make this video to hate Lamine Yamal. I get it, he's still young. The teenager is only still getting more mature, and hopefully figures out how to balance confidence with humility, as he's done a year before. And hopefully, as he grows, he'll get it right. But he's basically still a kid. But what is clear
Facts.
though is that the sport has changed. Social media magnifies everything now. The praise, the hate, and even the moments in between. But at the same time, we've never had a teenager that was this good at only 18 years old.
Not only
especially in
18, but
today's
16 too.
social media driven era. However, in the slight off chance that Lamine Yamal never changes, and that behavior we've seen eventually becomes common, well, I'm actually all for it. As chaotic as it seems, there's an argument to be made.
It'd be
that
must-watch
just maybe
TV.
This kind of drama is good for football.
Facts.
Every era needs a villain after all.
Facts.
Someone who
Hey, if me and Ma want to be the villain, hey, I'm all for it, low key. Hey, that would be tough. But the only downside is the Loner boys, they not go rock with it. And it look like you going to be making a future move with the potty side, Ma. For that old money.
the sport a bit of an edge, someone who keeps the headlines alive, and someone who keeps the competition fierce. And right now, accidentally or not, Lamine Yamal has become that kind of figure. Without drama, without personalities that polarize, the sport becomes robotic. I mean, that's why we have El Clasico and derbies in the first place. It's the drama, the history,
Because
and
it was, I
everything
ain't
in
gonna lie,
between.
during the game, that hoe was kind of, it wasn't as physical as I would be used to. It ain't get physical, like I said, to the end right here.
Players like Ronaldo, sometimes Neymar, and especially Vinny Jr. have all played that role at some point. The arrogance, the taunting, the celebrations, it angered fans, but also made them care. But
Yup.
here's the difference with Yamal. None of those players were painted as villains this early. So hey, if Yamal becomes a villain...
But none of them players was as good as Yamal that early also.
It's actually entertaining. The more he talks, the more he posts, the more
Neymar
dances he does
probably
on
was.
Instagram. He's just so
18.
good that everyone wants to see what he does next, and everyone wants to see if he can continue to back up his talk on
But
the
nah,
pitch.
Neymar wasn't finishing top 3 Ballon d'Or at 18, was he? Hey, how a teenager. Hey, shout out Raymar Football. W videos as always. Get that man to 572,000 subscribers. You already know the deal. Mean Ma, what you gonna do? You gonna be the villain? I ain't got no problem with it. Hey, we ride with me regardless. Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal. You already know I rock with Yamal. But if you talk trash, you gotta back it up now. It can't be no empty trash. So we gonna see how his career end up going, his trajectory. Hopefully he stay on this trajectory that he is, win multiple Ballon d'Ors and all of that. But like I said, look at how much changes in just 1 year. In just 1 year, he went from babyface, childhood hero that everybody loves to love to the player, the villain that everybody loves to hate. Crazy. I'm out.